Roll for Crit presents How to Play Dinosaur Island in 5 minutes or less or more. Dinosaur Island is the dinosaur park management simulator that coincidentally happens to be a lot like that one Spielberg movie from the 90s, Hook, designed by Jonathan Gilmour and Brian Lewis and published by Pandasaurus Games. In Dinosaur Island, each player will be in control of their very own dino theme park. You'll begin with a lab board, a park board, a set of workers, scientists, tokens, and cubes, plus starting income. On your lab board, cubes will be placed to indicate your starting DNA levels of each DNA type in the basic and advanced categories, as well as where your current DNA cap or maximum is set. And you'll start at level 1 of both threat and security tracks. On your park board, you'll start with one beautiful healthy dinosaur in your existing paddock. Finally, one of each player's markers goes on space 1 of the excitement track and space 10 of the score track. Whoever has the highest score according to this track at the end of the game wins. Dinosaur Island's core gameplay is split up into 5 easy phases, each centering on a different game board. Phase 1 is research. Each player will have 3 scientists with a research level of 1 through 3. One at a time, in turn order, each player must choose one of their scientists and place it in a spot on the research board, receiving the reward for that space. Once a spot is taken up, no other player can take it that round. Here are your options. You can research DNA by placing a scientist in front of one of these dice. All the dice are rolled at the beginning of the research phase, so different sides will be showing each round. The die you place your scientist in front of awards you the type of DNA showing. How much of that type you receive is equal to the number of icons showing on the die face multiplied by your scientist's research level. Collect your DNA by moving the appropriate cubes up on your personal DNA tracks. Keep in mind you can't reach or exceed the number marked by your black cubes, so excess DNA at that point is lost. There are also 2 special die faces that allow you to upgrade your dinosaur paddock capacity and gain an extra worker respectively. These require a level 3 scientist and don't work as multipliers the way the DNA sides do. Another place you can put a scientist is here to increase your cold storage and allow you to hold more DNA. You can raise 1 or more of your black cubes up on your DNA tracks, once for each level of your chosen scientist. You can also use a scientist to obtain the topmost dinosaur recipe from one of these 3 stacks. The first stack is herbivores, followed by small carnivores, then large carnivores, each one increasing in excitement and threat levels. Herbivores can be taken with any scientist, while small carnivores require level 2 or higher and large carnivores level 3 only. When taken, place the dinosaur tile somewhere you have space on your park board. And finally, you can pass. You don't get to do anything, but that scientist that you used will join your pool of workers to be useful in a later phase. Once everyone's scientists have been placed, take the die that wasn't utilized by any player with the highest number of pips in the corner. These pips will add to each player's threat level later on, but for now it's time for phase 2, the market phase. In the market phase, players take turns either buying something available in the market or passing. The market is organized in 4 rows. Each item in said row costs an amount of money equal to that row's money value. Here are your options. Lab upgrades are placed on your board either in empty slots or on top of already filled slots and give you more actions you can take during the next phase. Specialists go next to your lab board and provide you with special abilities, bonuses, and sometimes extra workers. You can have 3 specialists at a time. To get a 4th, you need to discard an old one, losing all of its benefits in the process. Attractions are placed into empty spots on your park board and will help you out later on. Unlike the other market options, which are a flat fee, attraction costs are equal to their printed money value plus the money value of the market row they're currently in. Then there are some generic options that are always available. Special lab tiles and DNA purchases that can be made for a flat fee as listed. These lab tiles can only be used to upgrade the specific lab actions as indicated by their titles. Or you can pass. If you pass, you don't get to buy anything, but you do get 2 monies. Once everyone has taken 2 actions, either buying or passing, it's time for phase 3, the worker phase. Now, every player simultaneously takes a look at their own personal lab board and takes their workers into their hand. You can assign these workers to any of the available actions listed on your board. Only 1 worker can be placed in each empty slot on an action unless specifically indicated. DNA Refinement allows you to trade in basic DNA types in exchange for the harder-to-come-by advanced DNA types. Toolbench lets you pay to upgrade your security level, the amount indicated for each level up, or increase the size of one of your dinosaur paddocks. Paddocks start with only a capacity of 1, but can hold more dinosaurs as you upgrade them. Dino Research lets you actually create one of the dinosaurs you have an available recipe for in your park board. Spend the recipe's indicated amount of DNA from your tracks and add a dinosaur to that paddock, assuming there's still room. When a dinosaur is created, it instantly moves your threat level up a certain amount, as well as your excitement level on the excitement track. Once everyone's happy with where their workers have been placed and has successfully carried out their actions, it's time for phase 4, the park phase. In turn order, each player blindly draws a number of visitor meeples from a bag equal to their current excitement level. There are 2 types of visitors, patrons and hooligans. For each patron you drew, you now get 1 money, but hooligans award you no money. Next, you need to let those visitors actually come into the park and check things out. Assign as many as you can to spots on different attractions and dinosaur paddocks, keeping in mind the space limits at each tile. A paddock can only hold a number of patrons equal to its number of dinosaurs. Unfortunately, you have to add hooligans to your park before you can start adding patrons. Anyone you don't have room for stays in line outside the park. Next, check your threat and security levels, keeping in mind how much has been added to your current threat level by the remaining research phase die from earlier. This number doesn't actually move the cube up on your track, it just stays in your head, so remember it. If your threat level is higher than your security level, then you lose a number of visitors in your park equal to the difference between the 2 tracks. Because, dinosaurs eat them. Remove that number of visitors from your park, starting with the patrons, then hooligans, then anyone standing in line. When this is done, you get 1 victory point for each patron, not hooligan, still left standing inside your park. For patrons at a restaurant attraction, you can choose to take $2 instead of the point if you'd like. Finally, there's the cleanup phase. Turn order now goes from whoever has the least victory points to whoever has the most. The topmost marketplace row gets discarded, the other rows slide upward, and empty spaces are refilled from the appropriate stacks. New dino recipes are revealed, and all workers, scientists, and visitors are returned to their appropriate spots. Each game will also have a number of plot twist cards, which could change things up, so look out for those. Even more importantly, you'll have objective cards, which give you specific goals to shoot for. Whoever claims the objective first marks it with a token. When all but one of these cards has been claimed by a player, the game ends after the current round. Count up everyone's victory points based on attractions, dinosaurs, objective cards, and money, worth 1 point for every 5 left over. Dinosaur paddocks are worth their printed point value multiplied by the number of dinosaurs present there. If you have a paddock with 0 dinosaurs in it, that's worth negative 10 points. Whoever has the most points has the best park and wins! In conclusion, research, purchase, work, get dinos, get visitors, get paid. That's Dinosaur Island in a nutshell. Did you get all that?